Just got your Nintendo Switch? Here's some of the best games that you should buy. So it's the holidays and well, some of you might be thinking this. However, if not, and you've got yourself a new Nintendo Switch or Switch Lite or Switch OLED, or maybe you've got your kid one or a family member, whatever it is, and you don't know where to start with what games to check out and what are some of the best games on the Switch currently, especially with plenty that have come out this year that have been really good, well then, here is our top list. So first up, we've got Zelda Breath of the Wild. Now, of course, you're probably all thinking, yeah, we've heard of that. But there is plenty of Zelda games out on the Switch. You've got Skyward Sword and, you know, a bunch of other ones. And well, to be honest, Breath of the Wild is probably the one that you should check out if you don't know where to start with the Zelda games, because, you know, it's an open world Zelda game and it is just phenomenal. It's such a good game. And of course, we've got Breath of the Wild 2 or Tears of the Kingdom coming out next year. And well, you want to be prepared for that, right? Because it's going to be one of the biggest launches on Switch in 2023. So check out Zelda Breath of the Wild. Next up, we've got Mario Odyssey. Now this is, it is just amazing. Mario Odyssey is a 3D action platformer based with Mario and his little cap, you know, it's just amazing. So if you haven't played many Mario games, or maybe this is going to be your first, or maybe you're a veteran, then you need to check out Mario Odyssey if you've never played it before. Of course, this one's a given, but Mario Kart 8 and the booster pack. So Mario Kart 8 is obviously really old now, but it is still an amazing Mario Kart game. It is really good. And to sort of keep it up with the times, what Nintendo have done is released an expansion pack via their Nintendo Switch Online service. So you buy the Nintendo Switch Online service for, you know, I think you could do it like monthly or yearly or whatever. And then there's like the tier 2, which is the expansion pack. And that gives you access to DLCs for games like Animal Crossing and as well as Mario Kart. So you get loads and loads of new tracks and courses. Some of them are like old tracks that have been renewed. Some of them are the Mario Kart Tour from the mobile phone game that have been introduced into this Switch game, and it is continued on until the end of 2023. So Wave 3 has just launched and we're halfway through, so there's plenty of content on Mario Kart 8 and it is just so much fun. Now, especially apt for the holidays where you might be spending lots of time with family maybe or friends is Mario Party Superstars. Don't go for the other one. There's two on the Switch. There's Mario Party something, I can't remember what it is. See, that says it all, right, doesn't it? And then Mario Party Superstars, and Superstars is the one to go for. It is really good. You've got loads of old boards and different like mini games and stuff from old games that have been like remade. So this is like a compilation game, but it is so much fun. It really is. So if you're into like board game styles, well then this is one for you. Next up is Super Mario 3D World and Bowser's Fury, or Bowser's Fury as I like to call it. This is, again, another Mario game, but it is so much fun. I really like this game. It is just so good. Christina and I played through the entirety of it this year. And yeah, okay, Mario 3D World is a Wii U game that got ported over to the Switch and like made HD, you know, it was like improved upon. And then Bowser's Fury is brand new to the Switch and it really is fun. Like, I absolutely love this game. It reminded me a lot of the 3DS, you know, Mario 3D Land, I think it was called, instead of 3D World. Such a good game, it really is, so check that one out. Next up is for all you that love fighters, and that is Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Now, everyone knows Super Smash Bros, right? And if you don't, well then you're like on a platform and you basically just have to beat everyone up and throw them off, and there is tons of different characters available to play as in this game, and it can be really addictive. Some people are really good at it as well, so this is definitely one for all you lovers of all the fighting stuff. Now this is a personal favorite, and that is Metroid Dread. Yes, Metroid 5 Dread. This is the 5th installment in the sort of 2.5D 2D action Metroidvania platformer. It is incredible. Don't worry if you've not played any of the previous games that are ancient. You know, the last one was like 20 odd years ago. It's just, well, 20 years ago, basically, Metroid Fusion. But don't worry about any of that, because Metroid Dread kind of walks you through at the beginning and does a recap. Now, this is a difficult game. If you are not sure about Metroidvanias, the whole point is that it's a 2D side-scroller, but it's like an open world, essentially, but you won't be able to progress in a linear fashion. So you will come up against a dead end or a way that you cannot go anymore, and then you need to backtrack until you find an adequate upgrade, which will then let you progress again. So it's lots of backwards and forwards, but it is very, very good. But it is a challenging game for some people. Veterans like myself absolutely love this game. It is fantastic. I'm so happy we've got a new Metroid Dread. Now, next up, you might want to skip this one, but don't. This is so much fun. Even if you're just like myself, that maybe, you know, you want to play with your wife or your partner, or if you've got kids, anything like that, you're all going to have fun in this. And that is Kirby and the Forgotten Lands. This is a 3D Kirby game, which is co-op as well. And it is just so much fun. Like, this game is amazing. This actually properly made me get back into Kirby. I always liked Kirby, but I was never like a super fan of Kirby. But this sort of made me rethink everything. So definitely check out Kirby and the Forgotten Lands. It is the best-selling Kirby game. So if you're competitive and you like shooters, this is for you. This is the best shooter on the Nintendo Switch, and that is Splatoon 3. Obviously, we've got Splatoon 2 as well, which is still available for the Switch, but that's old, you know, that was like 2017, something like that. This one has just come out. Splatoon 3 is where it's at and where all the players are gonna be, especially if you wanna play online. So definitely check this out. It's like a third-person game, and the whole idea is to cover the whole course and everyone else in as much ink as possible. It's just so much fun. Another personal favorite of mine, but this is an 18 plus, so if you're a parent looking to buy something for one of your kids, well, then maybe rethink this, but that is Bayonetta 3. Like I said, this is an 18 plus. There's a lot of sort of implied nudity with some nudity and some, you know, swear words and things like that. But it is an incredible game. Obviously, this being Bayonetta 3, you do need to play Bayonetta 1 and 2 to really understand 3. They directly continue. You could just jump in on it, but I would recommend playing the other ones as well, which are also available on the Nintendo Switch. But this is a sort of beat-em-ups game. It's like a bit of a hack and slash. It is amazing. It's so much fun. The story is amazing. The graphics are great. It's just so much fun. Like, it really, really is. Now, this one's for all you JRPG or just RPG lovers, and that is Xenoblade Chronicles 3, another favorite of mine. You've got Xenoblade Chronicles 1 Definitive Edition on the Switch 2, and you've got Xenoblade Chronicles 2 on the Switch as well, and now you've got Xenoblade Chronicles 3, which came out this year. You don't necessarily need to play the old ones, but you know, if you're really, really into spending a lot of time, then I do recommend playing 1 and 2 first. But this is like, you know, you're looking at hundreds of hours on these, but amazing, amazing games. So check these out if you're into long RPGs. Next up is Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak. So Monster Hunter Rise has been out on the Switch for a little while, but this year they introduced the like new DLC expansion, which is called Sunbreak, and you can actually buy a physical of Monster Hunter Rise plus Sunbreak. So you can buy it all in one. You might find Monster Hunter Rise is fairly cheap by itself, but that is like the base game. But bear in mind, you can't just jump straight into the new content Sunbreak. You do kind of need to complete the original game first. So, you know, you could just buy the original game and then later on you could buy the expansion if you wanted to do that, or you could just buy it as a bundle. But this is again a huge game where you fight monsters. It's all about the weapon choices that you make and learning the weapon and all the moves, and well, loads of people have massive fun playing this. Now, this one is pretty much a must buy if, you know, you're buying for children or if you are super chill. So if you just want to sit down, relax, you know, forget all your worries and literally just have the most relaxing experience ever, that is Animal Crossing. And it sounds boring, but trust me, if you get into this, if you can push past that initial bit, this is an incredible game and you can waste, you know, thousands of hours in this game. It is basically like a relaxed life sim where you are a person in an island of animals, and you've got a little raccoon dude that tries to, you know, he basically is the bank, and he helps you upgrade your house. You start with basically nothing and you upgrade the whole island, and you can you can terraform it, you can do everything in this game, and it is just so relaxing. You can go fishing, you can go swimming, you can go diving, you can go to work with the DLC where you pretty much have to like design rooms, interiors and stuff for clients. There's just so much to do in this game. It is super duper chill, and I spent a lot of time in this game. Next up is a bit more of a Halloween game, because it's like, you know, a spooky game, right? But that's Luigi's Mansion 3. Fantastic visuals on this game. Like, it is beautiful to look at, and is just an amazing game. Christina and I just completed it recently. It came out a couple of years ago and we played through half of the game then, and then we just picked it up again and finished it literally like a month or so ago. And this is incredible. Luigi's Mansion started on the GameCube back in the day, and there's been other ones since, and it's just so much fun. You are Luigi. He's a bit of a scaredy cat and he goes Mario, and you've got to basically suck up ghosts with a hoover. And it is just so much fun. You've got to save Mario and the gang. It is just a real good game. And it is co-op as well, because one of you can play as Luigi as well. So yeah, it is fun. Now this one is a personal favorite, again, because if you're like me and you're from the era of the Wii, you may remember Wii Sports. Well, now they've made a new one for the Switch called Switch Sports. And there's just been a new update for it as well, free DLC, which introduces golf. So I can't remember all of them off the top of my head, but you can do bowling, you can do chambara with the swords, you can do badminton, you can do tennis, you can do football, you can do golf. Like, there's just so much stuff that you can do, and it is so much fun. I genuinely love this game. You can still use your Miis. If you've made a Mii, you can use that as your character. If not, you can just use their like funny looking characters, but I actually kind of dig it. This is a really good game, and you can play online, you can get rankings and all that good stuff, or you can play like 4-player local co-op as well if you've got enough controllers. This is a great game if you've got the family around or friends. It's just a right laugh. Now, if you love Sonic, oh yes, there has been a brand new Sonic game, if you're not aware, launched really recently. We've covered it a lot on the channel, called Sonic Frontiers. And well, you know, some people have been calling it Sonic Frontiers of the Kingdom in reference to Zelda Breath of the Wild 2, because it is kind of a bit of an open world Sonic game. It reminds me of like Sonic Adventures, that kind of aspect of the game, and it is so good. You've got open zone islands. So I think there's 5 islands in total, and you basically just go wherever you want. This game is so good. Even on the Switch, it still runs good, but there is some pop-in issues. So, you know, be aware of that. But honestly, it doesn't detract from the gameplay. I had way more fun than I ever anticipated in this game. I'm still playing it now. And yeah, this game shot past my expectations. And if you like Sonic, this is definitely one you do not want to miss out on. So if you're a Pokemon fan, or maybe you're an old Pokemon fan like me, where you've not played like most of the recent ones, well then don't worry, because this game came out at the beginning of the year and it completely upheaves everything we know about Pokemon, and that is Pokemon Legends Arceus. Yes, I call it Arceus, not Arceus, because you know, I'm English and that just don't sound right to me. But anyway, this game is incredible. It is a Pokemon game, but with a twist. There's not really Pokemon battles. You won't be finding trainers in the wild, anything like that. There's no gyms, anything like that. This is all set back in time. So the Pokemon Arceus, the god Pokemon, sends you back in time, and basically this is where people and Pokemon lived separate lives, and then people were a bit scared of the Pokemon because, you know, they can be a bit aggressive. They have like superpowers, right? But your whole goal is to make the first Pokedex, and it's all about capturing Pokemon. You can literally aim your hand and throw a ball and capture Pokemon like that. Or if it doesn't catch straight away, well then you can then enter a fight to fight it and then capture it. You can crouch in the grass to give you like better opportunity of capturing them because they can't see you. Like, it's an open zone game as well. So there's different zones that you go to. You can get your like mount essentially, so you can ride on the water, you can ride on land and all that good stuff. There's so much to do in this game. It is amazing, but it is all about sort of like farming Pokemon, so capturing the same Pokemon over and over and over again, essentially, because you've got this Pokedex and you've got to like capture it so many times without being seen. You've got to battle it so many times with certain Pokemon moves and stuff. It is really chill. I absolutely love this, and as a kid, if they launched a Pokemon game like this, it would have blown my mind, because that is exactly what I wanted a Pokemon game to be like as a kid. It is so good. It really is. I love it. And then finally, maybe you're a current Pokemon fan, or again, maybe an old school Pokemon fan, but you want a more traditional Pokemon experience. Well, you kind of got that here with the brand new releases of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, again covered on this channel. I do want to say straight up that there has been, you know, this game has been riddled with performance problems, glitches, you know, people falling through the floor, faces removing themselves from people's characters and stuff. But it's not like overly prevalent. Like, it is out there, there are bugs, and they have issued a statement saying they're gonna fix it. There's even been a patch trying to fix it, but it didn't seem to have done much. So yeah, I just wanted to get that out of the way. But if you can look past that, It's actually a really good game, because this again is a new Pokemon game, but it completely changes everything again, because this is an actual open world game. You get a massive island with different areas, you know, like a desert area, you got a snowy area, like a grassy area, like all that kind of stuff. And there is 3 different storylines that you can tackle in any way. Being an open world game, it's not linear. You can literally choose whatever path you want to do. Fight all the gym leaders and do the, you know, the league, the Pokemon League, or you can fight Team Star, or you can get the Herba Mystica with Arven. Like, there's so much stuff. And again, you start with your mount essentially, and after the first few hours, then you get into the open world area and you level your mount up. You can fly and all that good stuff. And the best bit that makes me absolutely love this game is it is co-op. It is multiplayer co-op, and you do not need to be kicked out of the game to do the main storyline missions. So you can literally play together with up to 4 friends and never leave your online group. So if one of you wanted to do like a mainline story, well then, you know, they're gonna go in there and do it, and they'll just disappear. You know, they go into their own little like hub world whilst they do that one thing, and then once they've finished and come out, then you see them again and you can rock around together. And it is just so much fun. That changes everything. So me and my wife Christina, we've been playing the whole game basically co-op, and it's just so good. It is so good. It really, really is. And you're not like locked into a zone. One of you can go to the other side of the map if you want, and then you can meet up again later. It is so cool. But yeah, there are some performance issues, but that does not detract from the fun. So there we go. That's my top list of games you should check out on the Nintendo Switch if you've just bought a Switch, or maybe you've already got a Switch. You just wanted to see what some of the new games were that came out this year. There are some really good games, and I think there's something for everyone in this list. I have covered all the major releases, so you will find some of them at full price. Some of them you might find at a bit of a reduced price, especially if you're watching this now and it's January sales maybe. Well, then that's probably the best time to buy. But these are like the top AAA games that are out right now, because we would be here forever if I started going down lists of, you know, indie games and third-party stuff. But if you love all things Nintendo Switch, then stay on the channel, because this whole channel is dedicated to Nintendo Switch. So go down there, like this video, and subscribe. And if you want to see more, well then check out these videos just here. I haven't decided what they're gonna be yet, but I'm sure they're gonna be really good, and hopefully you'll be interested. So go and watch these videos right here, and I'll see you in the next video. But make sure to subscribe first, and here's to 2023. Oh yeah.